Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. First off, I want to wish all of you a happy July 4th weekend. Hope it's going well for everybody. Secondly, I want to say I couldn't find the nice phone with the nice mic, so I'm having to use this one, so bear with me. Apologies. I'll try to, in post-editing, make the audio sound as nice as I possibly can. There's some tricks I can do. But I want to share a flea market story today, of course. A couple things happened today. One positive thing, which is the return of my Asian assistant. It's been almost a year since I saw my Asian assistant. He moved away a good bit. He still moved away, but he made a long drive, about 2 hours, to come out to the store. So I thanked him immensely. He's a true believer, man. He's a true believer in my store. And we had fun time selling there together, man. He really knows his game stuff. He really does. And so that was awesome. And it turned out this was a great day for him to be there out of all days. Wasn't the busiest day. I did decent today, but you got to temper your expectations. It is the middle of a hot summer. So this is the worst time of the year probably at the flea market. Spring's good, fall's good, but summer, oh no. So it's good that he was there. He actually brought a couple things. He brought a PS2 Slim that I might just wind up straight buying from him because his stuff always works. And what else? I think Gran Turismo 2, ironically, that he bought from me, but he has another copy of it. But the story is this. So I have another assistant. She usually comes there a little later. She actually came there a little later than he did. And I moved spots, and he actually it was a happy accident he found where I was because he was about to go to my old spot. And he was impressed instantly that the new spot is bigger, has walls. It's like an actual small store. Now she came a little later, but we had put out a lot of her manga that she was selling, some of the video games that she was selling. Instantly right away though, I could tell that something was off. Like she just was not her normal usual self. And her husband was talkative, but she was not. But I didn't think much of it. An hour after that, I noticed that she is very, very, very quiet. And I got a video display that shows music videos. And she always kind of complains about a couple of the music videos. And she has her bit to say about some of the stuff, some of the artists. Or she'll say if she likes the music video or whatnot. But she was very, very, very quiet, very silent. And at this time, I had been talking to, catching up with Angel, the assistant, seeing how things were going his way. And I guess I wasn't paying attention, but all I saw was basically she was looking at the TV screen, kind of looking glazed over, just kind of out of it. I thought it was kind of weird, like she should be talking, but she's not. So me and him go to the right side, and I'm showing him the new video game system display that I'm kind of planning out and everything. And I don't notice, but she says later on that around that time, she fell out of the stool and she scraped her leg. She straight up legit passed out and fell off the stool. And no, she had not been drinking. That was my first thought. I'm like, is she drunk? No, she had not been drinking. All right, so I had an issue with the recording earlier, and I forget exactly where I left off, but I think it was me talking about her condition and how she passed out, and she has a condition about the heat. So my apologies, I can't remember exactly where I were, but I'll catch up at this point. So what happened ultimately was, I thought it would be a good idea, the best idea, because it was still, I have a fan going, but it's still kind of hot and humid in my store. So the best thing I can think of was suggest that she get into my car, the passenger side, and I turn on the AC for a while, and I even crack the window a little bit so she can get, sometimes I feel like it helps. Well, especially if the car hasn't been started. After a while, it circulates, but my AC in the Impala takes a long time on a hot day to kind of get circulated. So I said, hey, you stay in here. And at first, she didn't even want me to turn on the car and waste gas. But I'm like, no, it's not that big of a deal at all, okay? We got to get you back. We got to get you back to feeling okay. Now, the bad thing was, I chose not to get gas and fill it up before I came there because there's a gas station right there, literally right beside the flea market. So gas is never really a concern the night before. And I'm so frazzled and I'm trying to get everything ready for the next morning. I usually don't even care if I'm like a little bit or little close to empty on gas. I don't care about that much. And I wasn't super close to empty, but I don't know how much it takes if you got AC on and the car's running for a while. I've never tracked the gas going down. Hopefully not a whole lot. I do know it was the right decision that I made, but she was in the car for almost half an hour. And it got to the point where I started to worry. Early on, the first couple minutes, what I did was I asked her what she needed, and she said, do you have water? Do you have water? Well, actually, she told Angel to ask me for water. Now, the problem was this was 2 minutes after I had already given her water earlier. This is 2 minutes after I opened the last water. I freeze it so it had some ice in it. I had taken a sip of the water, right? So I'm thinking oh shit, I don't have any water that's not drinking by me. Also, I'm thinking though, well, beggars can't be choosers for water. She's probably not going to care that much. But what I did was I made it seem like I'd accidentally spilled some water out in such a rush to get her the water. So I got her the water. I noticed right away she was drinking the water, and she kept trying to drink it even after there was still ice left in the water. So I asked her if she wants more water. I can have Angel go get her some water. Angel gave her some water. I paid him, then she paid me back later. I think the water there, it was like $2 or $3 for a bottle of water. That's fucked up. Now that is fucked up. Good business on a hot day at the flea market, but dude, isn't that fucked up? Knowing that they got a bottle of 24 pack of water for like $3. I mean, that's good business, but it's shitty is what I'm saying. It's very shitty. So, like I said, about 30 minutes go by. And after a while, she says, I don't need to, I can turn the car off. But I get even worried. After she's sitting in the car and the car is off, I get even more worried because there's no AC going there. So I'm stressed out about this. It's a distraction. So this is the second time. Now, I'm not going to blame her for this because, she can't help it. But already, a couple months back, maybe it's been a couple months now, maybe 2 months, there was a distraction where management came to me, and you know the story, most of you do, where they told me that she was having sex in the parking lot. So she's a great asset and helper for the store. Don't get me wrong. She's great in many ways for the store. And she brings a lot of manga, and we split profit revenue and everything. But last weekend though, she brought a ton of extra stuff. Ton of comics, ton of manga. And this is the slowest time of the year at the flea market. And also, she brought media, which was I think, she got some rare ones too. She got some rare anime CDs from the 1990s. I'm talking about some of these. I only saw one listing on eBay, so she's got some rare stuff. I've told her before, your rare comics, your rare CDs, your rare games, do not bring them here. Now, why would I tell her not to bring rare stuff there? My store, I do not want it to be seen as a rare video game store. All right, I don't want this to be fucking Kelsey's Pink Gorilla shit and everything with the Emojis Rocks crew. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want my store to be seen as a place where there's very super expensive items. That's not my business. I'm at the flea market. I want to sell cheap, affordable games to people, cheap, affordable music CDs to people, cheap, affordable comic books to people. But like, she's got a Moon Knight in there, #1 for $50. #1, a Moon Knight #1 shouldn't be at a flea market. I'm sorry. It's like, nah, I mean, I just don't feel like it should be. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Not that I'm knocking the flea market, but I just don't feel like a Moon Knight #1 in great condition should be at a flea market. What else does she have? What the hell else? Damn, tip of my tongue. What was it? Was it a video game she had that was rare, or a book or something? Might have been another comic or something. It was something valuable. Damn, what the hell was it? I don't know, but she had it pressed pretty high. It's hard to explain, I guess, to all of you. They're like, whoa, more things, more valuable. People pay for it. I don't see anyone paying $50 for a comic at the flea market. We're talking about different people. There's flea market people, just like there's Walmart people. There's hoity-toity collector people that usually go to specialty shops. Places that are actually buildings and they have parking lots and everything. The flea market is a different kind of vibe. If you've been to flea markets, you know what I'm talking about. It's a different kind of vibe. Not saying that, maybe I'm wrong on this. All right, maybe I'm wrong. All right, fair enough. I just know for my store, I just want to carry basic video games, basic comics. The comics, most expensive one, $10. Most expensive game, $20. Most expensive CD, $10. That's the area I want to operate in right there. So anyways, back to what happened. She eventually felt better. She got out of the car. But I can't stress how much of a distraction it is for me trying to sell if someone's going to be fainting. Now, it would be shitty of me to bring that up to her the next time. So I'm not going to bring it up because it's not her fault. But I'm secretly in the back of my mind thinking about it. It's hot weather. I've told her, you can come out later and later and later, but it only gets hotter later in the day. I said, if you want to, just start swinging by around like 1 or 2 o'clock, just to help me put up. Because trust me, I'll tell her, I know how to sell your stuff, all right? I can sell your stuff, but then that might be kind of a knock to tell her like, oh, well, you're not needed, right? But I'll say, just while it's warm weather, I worry. And even if she's not worried, I worry. And it's enough if I worry. Do you understand me? I hope you all listening understand me. If you had a store, you would understand. And many of you probably have sold before and have a store. I know some of you have commented that you actually have sold at the flea market and whatnot. But to have good sales, you have to be focused and locked in. You can't have any outside distractions. Can't have that. And there's other issues I have with her, which is a lot of her stuff, she's not labeling it mature. A lot of her manga, some of her comics. Yeah, she is not putting tape on the bags. I'm a little OCD, so if there's comic bags that have the loose tops without 2 neat pieces of tapes on the top at the back of the backing board, I feel it looks messy. It's messy, and I don't want to have a messy looking store. So she ultimately, she felt a little better. But what worried me though was I suggested to her, well, hey, you know what? You can head, you can head and come back later if you want to, a couple hours, or, just go home. And she said, I'm not good enough to drive home. So that's a problem. If she can't even get to her vehicle, turn the AC on and make it home, then that's not good.